Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of October 31st, 2022. And happy Halloween! We are not talking about Halloween. We did that last week. But, did we? A week before, maybe. We're over it.
Who knows?
We're completely over it. Who cares? I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Holeko.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
Every week we chat about what parents are talking, complaining, and obsessing about right now. Although right now would be Halloween, and we're not. So, roundabout now, in this general vicinity.
Right.
This time-ish. This week, we're complaining about little things that don't work, like this intro, and obsessing about having to be the voice of reason. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today, we are talking about senioritis, or rather, senior-parent-itis. Oh, Catherine, has it hit?
It has hit.
Yeah.
You're over it?
I feel ya.
And,
It is time.
we talked about this a while ago, and I said that my child was not allowed to have it. And it seems that I have taken that on. Yeah, it was, I got, over the course of the last several weeks, I had gotten many an email about scheduling parent-teacher conferences.
Mm-hmm.
And since COVID, they've been doing them as video meetings, which is awesome, actually, because before, you had to run. First, they did it where you had to run around from room to room. So you had to give yourself a passing time like the kids have. And it was very hard to calibrate all of the different schedules. And then they did it where they just had all the teachers set up at tables in the gym. And what? Yes, and you just had to line up.
Mayhem.
You had to line up and just, if you want to talk to this teacher, okay, stand in this line. And then when it's your turn, you can sit down for 5-10 minutes.
Like speed dating.
It is like speed dating.
That's terrible.
So then they did this, they implemented this video meeting system, and you can schedule them all back to back, and the system will just cut you off after 10 minutes, and move you on to the next one. And it even has automatic scheduling where you're okay, these are the teachers I want to meet, and this is the day I want to do it. And it will try to actually just set up the schedule for you.
Wow.
Anyway, I kept just putting it off and I'm gonna get to that. And then I finally went to do it, and it was the system is no longer taking reservations.
Oh no.
So
No.
whoops.
You turned your paper in late, and that's for you,
I turned
lady.
it in way too late. So yeah, and there was one teacher that I emailed and just said I missed it, and I'm sorry, and I just wanted to say X and Y, and she was oh, well, I still have some time on this date, and I'm yeah, well, it won't let me do it. So anyway, it just made me think this is for sure a symptom of this problem. And what are others, that I should be on the lookout for? I mean, with every and this is with all of my friends too who have kids in this class, anytime we do a fundraiser, it's okay, this is the last time we have to do this fundraiser.
Yeah.
Wow, you're really suffering, aren't you? You used to love this stuff, Catherine.
I don't know about love this stuff.
Okay, but you did it.
I did it.
You willingly did it.
I did it, yes.
And yeah, I think I had senioritis since my kid's first day of school.
You were waiting for it to be
I was over it before it started.
Yeah. And I have another friend who took their kid out of school for several days. And she was I kind of feel bad about it, but also we need to go. because they were going to visit their other kids who, their older ones. And there were certain events and things like, so yeah, they were just like, well, we're going to go.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I just was dreading doing that. And just because of the state that we're
right.
The state of the way things are going. And I just was like, oh, I don't want to do it, but that's like, I really should because of that. You know, I need to make sure that things are going okay and progressing. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And that is what happened. And I was rewarded for my procrastination because I didn't have to do it.
So if you flunks, he flunks. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I mean, at this point, really though, I mean, you kind of have a sense of how things are going, and it's not like you couldn't talk to the teacher outside of parent-teacher conferences, right?
And that's what I'm gonna have to do, you know.
Right.
And it's also like, basically, every class, every teacher is gonna either be, he's doing great, you know, no issues, or he's about to fail. And then I'm like, well, what can we do about it during this 5-minute conversation? You know, like it's
right.
It's sort of, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes in the past, I feel like the conferences have been valuable, you know, for both the teacher and for me. But at this point, I'm like, can we just all agree that we don't need to do this?
You really don't want to see me. I really don't want to see you.
Oh dear.
Texting would be good.
Right.
Wow. So, because you still have a while to go, right, Catherine?
Well, I mean, the rest of this school year.
Right.
So, and also, like, you know, I didn't really experience senior year the same way, obviously, when my daughter graduated, because it was COVID time. So, you know, the whole end of her senior year, which is really when senioritis strikes the hardest, right? Was all like, what's going on? Is everything going to be online for the rest of our life? Like, are we going to have graduation? Are we not? On and on.
Yeah.
So,
well, and she was quite, like, in terms of, how do I say it? Like, she took on a lot of the, you know, not planning or heavy lifting or anything, but she was.
Yeah, she was very
more
independent,
self-directed.
Yes, for sure.
Like in that, I remember you telling us stories about that.
Yeah,
that a lot was already done that you didn't have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which is not the case at the moment.
Different kids, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what I need to do to make it through. You know, I think that you sort of hear a lot about, like, enjoy it, you know, this is your kid's last year, and I'm just like, just get me to the finish line.
Didn't you just have a bunch of, was a play? Was it
yes.
Did you feel all sunrise sunsetty about that?
Yeah, in a way, I did. And I definitely was like, conscious of, this is the last time I'm going to do all these things that I, you know,
and
setting
also
up
the last
meals.
time I'll have to go see the same show like 5 times in a row.
Right. That I don't mind that. But, like, you know, sort of the volunteer stuff of setting up all the food and all that stuff. I mean, this was the last musical, but there will be plays. So, so it's not really over yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's also, the whole thing is compounded because this is the last class that's going to graduate from this building.
Right.
So
Oh,
they're
that's
building a
right.
new school. So everything is all about this is the last this is the last that, this everything. You know, this is the
Right.
last musical in this building. So that's definitely been.
Here's a question. How
Mhm.
does your child feel about all this? Like, because I mean, imagine if you have a child that was like all super hyped and keen, and that might influence you, right? Or
right.
like, does it? Is, you know, what's the child's position on this last of everything?
I think very mixed. You know, I think definitely like get me out of having to do a lot of this stuff. But also definitely some anxiety and some worries about, you know, the future in capital letters. And,
as you have as well.
yeah, I mean,
on his
I think,
behalf.
Right. So yeah, it's a challenge, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, it's a different sort of experience that you would have had with your daughter anyway, and that my parents would have had with me. If you have a kid who is pretty squared away, knows where they're going to go, knows what they're going to do, and can just kind of enjoy all the landmarks of the senior year.
Right.
And then you as a parent can just feel a little nostalgic about them, but you don't have to still be on the job really in the same way.
Yes, right.
Whereas you, I think, at this point, still need to be worrying about things, which stinks.
Yeah.
So you would like to have senioritis, but you can't. Really.
Right.
Boo.
Yes, that is it for sure. So,
Yeah.
and you know, the uncertainty is like, whoa,
Right.
it is looming.
Right. Right.
So that I find.
Well, as with everything in life, is there like a consultant or a Facebook group or somebody, a coach that you could turn to? I mean,
Well, we already talked about the one Facebook group I'm in that mostly just adds to the stress.
that's true.
Surely there's got to be a Facebook support group of parents whose kids are not quite there yet.
Yeah.
That they can commiserate. And then
Right.
you'll get the, you know, my kid is lower achieving than your kid. My kid is further from writing his essay than you know, there'll be competition to see how low you can go.
Right.
And then maybe you'll feel a little better about yourself.
Right.
So, there's got to be one
Yeah.
somewhere on Facebook. I guarantee it.
People love to proclaim that they're in
think
this
that-
pickle.
If your kid's not going to be the highest achiever, by darn, he's going to be the lowest achiever.
And the thing is that this isn't the end of it either, because you still have presumably some post-secondary education to go through.
Yeah, but that's
And that is, but at the same time, it's still, you're still involved in quite a,
Yeah.
you know, in a capacity where you're going to be needed and wanted at certain times. And it's like,
but you're not going to sign up for a conference with the professor.
no.
Though I totally
no.
would have if that had been an
But you
opportunity.
are going to move your kid in and out of different apartments and dorms. Like when can we be done that?
Yes. I will say that one good thing for the Facebook group I'm in, somebody posted like, at what point do I contact, you know, the professor or whatever? And then immediately got like 25. Never.
Oh.
Everyone was like, no, don't do it.
Oh.
And you have to wait till all the way at the end of the semester or the term to get the grades. You don't get like progress reports and all these other little hand-holding things.
Nope.
It's very painful. It took me a while.
It took you a while.
How will I know how he's doing? How she's
Right.
doing? How will I know if I don't get notes home? Come on.
Well, you guys are just going to have to hang with me and listen to my hand-wringing for the next several months. So enjoy. But that's it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2 and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.